Okay. Welcome back to the First to Last podcast, From the First to Last to Nerdum, where we dig into cinema at its most bizarre, ambitious, and unforgettable. And this month, we're deep into our theme, So Bad, So Good, celebrating the films that might not work in the traditional sense, but still manage to shine in all the strangest ways. And this week, things are getting truly weird with 1979's sci-fi oddity, The Visitor. Directed by Giulio Paradisi. Giulio. The Visitor is the kind of movie that feels like it was assembled from a dozen different genres and somehow stitched together into one surreal experience. You've got cosmic battles between good and evil, telekinetic children, basketball games, birds, conspiracies, and somehow it all exists in the same movie. It's chaotic, it's confusing, and at times it feels completely unhinged. But it's also where its strange charm comes from. This is the kind of film that doesn't just flirt with so bad, it's so good. It dives headfirst into it and dares you to keep up. We'll be talking about what works, what absolutely doesn't, and why The Visitor has built such a dedicated cult following over the years. Is it a hidden gem buried under chaos, or is it a beautiful disaster you can't look away from? So buckle up, embrace the madness, and prepare for a movie that plays by no rules but its own. This is the First Last podcast, and So Bad, So Good continues with The Visitor. I'm ML, and Tom joins me.
Yeah, it's
Not
a
bad.
good. Yeah, no. Hey, I
Terrible,
dodged a
terrible, but
bullet by let you do that. But no, yeah,
here
no,
you go.
I I like how you said buckle up because I was watching one of the interviews with Lance Henriksen about this movie, and he said you're going to need a seatbelt if you watch this movie because you're going to want to get away from it. You'll be
Yeah,
buckled in.
yeah. I mean, it has a lot of really good people that we're going to get into here. It is quite possibly, in my own words, like you were saying, is the most insane movie that you've never heard of, and we've seen some weird ones.
Oh yeah,
So
oh yeah,
yeah,
but not as many as the Red Letter Media guys, but we have seen quite a few.
that's
But
true.
yeah,
Yeah, verifiable.
we won't let things get away too far from our paying the bills. Let's buckle up, Buttercup, and take a look at our website. You were showing me before that you've been doing some work and putting in some
Yes, I
work.
have. Yeah, I like some. I don't like others. You like some. You don't like others. We're working on it here. We're getting it going here. But yeah, so this is our home base on YouTube, and try to put out a post on every one. You'll see the care. I'll restore the carousel from YouTube to show our latest and greatest. But with that, also home base primarily is on YouTube and has been for the last several years for us. So we'd love it if you could go there and check out our playlist, and you'll find out from our main three offerings there, or our main shows: First Last Pod, Binge Worthy, and Flipping the Pages. We got a full
Hmm.
stack up, and we got all kinds of good entertainment planned and lined up. But I'll throw it back over to you, Tom, because I think you got some socials too.
Yeah, and I was gonna point out that I was kind of lackadaisical with our socials last week. So our videos did actually get some hits before I started shilling them out there on the social media. So I think maybe we've got a little fan base going, or at least people want to check us out, or maybe YouTube's finally pushing us out there. I noticed that they've been pushing out a lot of smaller channels. I've been getting recommendations
Yeah,
from smaller channels, which I've been checking out because hey, you gotta share the love. But yeah, I'm on Reddit under First Last Nerdum. I go around and try to promote her stuff on subreddits that makes sense. I don't go,
absolutely.
r/pets and try to promote, but yeah, so yeah, sometimes they'll let us promote, sometimes they won't. Looks like AMC Plus let us promote the new vampire there, so that's cool.
That's
I
good.
noticed that our video there is doing quite our video of that is doing quite well. All right, and
It
then
was. Yeah.
I'm also on X under First Last Nerdum.
Mhm.
Check me out there. I'll promote our stuff there. along with if I'm checking out a new band or a new tune, I'll promote it there. But yeah, you have some socials as well.
I do, I do. I, too, am also on, the X, and YouTube as well, at Sofa King Jewish _, and you can see me and Tom hamming up here or catch a really old pen post from me who, I too am not keeping up on the socials. So with that, we'll just go into the we'll just slide right into the cut here and talk about this one. So this, I don't know how to categorize this. Like if and we've had quite a run, probably in the last 6 months of just kind of genre bending ones that are bolted on horror. Some are bolted on sci-fi. Some are mishmash or Frankenstein. I don't know what this is, but it's like you have this wonderful tie-in exploitation producer, and it's like he looked at The Omen, The Exorcist, throw in some Star Wars in there, and maybe a little bit of claustrophobic, Hitchcock's Birds, and said, what if you just made one movie that just put all of them in at the same time and see what happens?
Yeah,
Is what you
religious
get.
horror sci-fi manifesto, right? No. Uh, I like how IMDb is like folk horror.
Yeah,
That always works, right?
it's like folk horror, maybe ish, but a little sci-fi too, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah,
movies. I kept seeing it places, and it was
right.
it's on Tubi and a bunch of other streaming platforms. I was checking out Canopy, which is the library one, and just grabbing a bunch of different movies to watch that are free on there, no
Hmm.
commercials, whatever. If you have a
Right.
library card, you can see whatever you want. And this is
Awesome.
one of those movies that kept popping up, and I was
Yeah.
like, some for some reason it's in my sphere of knowledge, but I didn't know anything about it, and I read about the little description on Canopy. I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. And,
Right.
so I grabbed it, and so like I think it was last year I actually watched it, and I didn't know what to think of it. I was like, that was batshit crazy. Okay, I
D-
don't know if that's gonna be a good one for us or not. I'll sit on it, and the more I sat on it, the more I thought about it. I was like, I I think I need to own this movie, and I need to talk about it here. And Arrow a few months later put out a 4K. So if any movie that needed a 4K, it's probably not this movie, but hey, there's a 4K. And I picked it up, and we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But yeah, this movie, it crawls into your mind after you see it and won't let it go.
no, it does not let you go. It doesn't. When it holds you for the entire embrace, for bad or for good, for up or for down. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You are on this journey, and it's cosmic, and we get a little get you space Jesus.
Space Jesus.
I mean, you see space heaven. You see this cosmic battle. This thing, and this is not like, I'm not hiding this. This is like this is within the first, you know, setting the tone for the film. I don't want to spoil too
Mhm.
much. This is like right off the bat. So
Yeah.
you have a bunch of bald children, which I get in there. I mean, this is just so much that you just say, Eddie, I'll throw it back to you because I think you have a much better way of tackling these.
Yeah, well, now the producer of the movie, I'll give you a little bit of back history on it, is the producer,
Giulio
yeah, that's the
Paradisi.
director. That's the director.
Right. Sorry,
I
you're right.
think the producer's
Producer.
Audicio or something.
Yeah,
I forget.
a video
A
of
video, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to buy,
Oh,
the rights to The Exorcist, and he missed out on those, so he decided he wanted to make a movie like The Exorcist. He's a Italian producer. This is an Italian movie, that we're talking about. He made Beyond the Door, which was a pretty much on the nose ripoff of The Exorcist, and
mhm.
in fact, the um, Paramount, or Warner Brothers, I believe, sued them and got half the royalties of the movie from court. So he
Wow.
decided to rip off The Exorcist one more time, but his plan was not be a exact ripoff. He wanted something
Right.
that was not quite, and evidently Giulio is sort of like a known as kind of a crazy director, and he hired this. There's an interview on the 4K about the guy who wrote the screenplay with him, and he said that he wanted him to kind of rein it in a little bit, but both the producer, the director, both had ideas about what this movie was about, and I don't know if they completely agreed on what it was about. And
Right.
it's sort of like one of those movies that they kept throwing in and everything. So it's inspired by The Exorcist, but it has touches of 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars, Close
Right.
Encounters, Birds, the Birds, the Bad Seed. There's just a bunch of different. I mean, this is, if it was just one genre, it could be like just the bad kid genre. There was that genre back in the 70s and 80s about the evil kids.
Right.
This definitely falls in that category, but then it falls into kind of stumbles and falls into a lot of different genres as well. I had fun. One of those things, sometimes when we do these movies, depending on my mood, I'll grab out a notepad on my computer while I'm
Right.
watching it, and I'll jot down little notes and stuff. And my notes, like
Right.
about 80% of my notes for this movie have an exclamation point after it,
Yeah.
just
I'll
because
do the
it
same
was just
thing in my own way, yeah, and I'll have my yeah, I'll have little thing, and I'm trying to get better at it. But like, yeah, I can't help but do that. I don't know about you, but like since we've been doing this thing, I found that like I have to jot a note down right away or whatever. But
yeah.
going back, this in all seriousness, I don't know quite how I feel about this. I mean, I don't hate it at all. Whatever. I'm just kind of, this is a movie where you really gotta watch it a few times, and to be
Okay.
fair, some of the movies that we do cover, like, and sometimes it's up to us. Oh, yeah, gotta crack the boomer juice, yep. Right on.
Got it on.
Um, and this is one of those, I like it. I'm just not quite sure
You
where it goes,
just
but
don't love it.
well, you do have, it's not an incompetent movie at all. You have
No, no,
the
that's the
beautiful
crazy thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, well, that's the thing is you have beautiful cinematography. You
Uh-huh.
have individual scenes that are they're obviously technically accomplished depending upon what, I mean, the practical effects and some of the other things. There's not anything like groundbreaking here aside from whatever, but and I'm not poo-pooing it to undercut it at all. It's just that there's a lot going on here on top of what would be a legendary cast. I mean, you have John Huston, you had Shelley Winters, you had Glenn Ford, also before probably Shelley Winters. Before she was in The Shining, wasn't she? Or no, that was the other one. Never
No,
mind.
she
Anyway,
wasn't.
no, disregard. Anyway, see, this is the problem when I go off the script here with my notes here. But anyway, Glenn Ford, you had Sam Peckinpah, who we got done seeing not too long ago. Anyway, also have pretty good accomplished Italian actors in their own right, and who kept up by my count. I mean, some were in the movie far less than others, but when they were in, I mean, they did carry their weight opposite of other people that you wouldn't think like, who the hell are these other people? And
Yeah, and you have
it
the
it's dead
famous
serious.
Lance
Yeah.
Henriksen, yeah. Yeah, it plays it serious. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
if it knew it was camp and played it as camp, I don't know
Or
if it would,
winked.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
wink, it wouldn't quite work. And so it begins, much like the image we've got there in the center there, Obi-Wan against Darth Vader. You got a landscape, uh, kind of a
Right.
desert landscape. Yeah, Obi-Wan facing off, played by John Huston, and Darth Vader, played by a 8-year-old girl. Um, but, no, it's so yeah, it kind of builds it up, and then yeah, the big reveal is yeah, the big guy in the cloak is a little 8-year-old girl covered in snow for some reason, or fuzz, a fuzz. I don't know. And you got the weird chemicals sky kind of bubbling around, and
Right.
very kind of cool looking. And then she kind of fades away and cuts through to a room full of eggs. I just recently seen a night in the Seven Kingdoms with dunk
Oh,
and
that's right.
egg.
Yep.
So
Yep.
when I saw that room full of kids with bald heads, I couldn't help but think of egg and think of a room full of eggs. But and then you have Space Jesus there, blonde Franco Nero, played
Yep.
by Franco Nero, uncredited. And he gets the info dump. There's a space mutant named I forget the name of the bad guy. Senti, isn't it? But yeah,
Sateen, I
Sateen, yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
gives the whole kind of Guru Manson cult style vibe to the whole thing. The weird thing is, the cut that came to America back in the 70s didn't have this scene. So this is sort of like
Huh.
the info dump that kind of explains the
Connective
movie.
tissue. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
so Sateen's this evil space mutant,
yeah.
and they're
He's
the
Space Satan with extra
s-
syllables, so extra
exactly.
vowels, excuse me.
Right. And so he comes to the Earth to corrupt it, and these you know heavenly beings, maybe space Jesus, they fight Satine by sending all these birds. The birds, all but three, Satine takes out, and the three finally hits him in the brain, I think they say, and knocks him out, and for the count. And he kind of spreads his DNA or his genes to all these magical wombs to women. We don't know when this actually takes place.
It's a little
I guess it,
disjointed to say the
yeah, yeah,
least.
yeah. You
Yeah.
don't know when Satine um got taken out. Maybe in the 70s where this takes place. I don't know. Was this
I
immediate? But
well, they kinda play fast and loose with time a little just a little bit, like, as if there's, and this only works, I like, as if their cosmic now is forever, essentially, and then, like, when they choose to dip into time, that might be that might be a little premature for me to pull that out right now, but it it could be. I mean, there's many ways to take this, and there are some scenes that just there are just no explanation. Like
exactly.
a little bit of a
So,
birthday party, like that's
hey,
one. But anyway,
Satine,
sorry, interrupt. I
yeah, yeah.
interrupted you.
So Satine, he's sending out his magical DNA to the various wombs to give him his rebirth. And so there's all these evil children being born with his powers, his DNA. Genetics in there, and this info dump scene ends with John Huston, Jersey, comes in, and he tells Space Jesus, yeah, there's a girl we got to worry about, an 8-year-old girl, Katie Collins, dun, dun, dun. Space Jesus go, whoa, and then that music kicks in. Man, I gotta say something about this music. I've made a note. That music though, that the music of this movie is just overpowering. It's just it's very on the nose, and very I really quite enjoy the music in this movie. Kind of jazzy, sort of I don't know, there's sort of like a kind of spacey vibe, that 70s spacey jazzy kind of vibe to this music. I don't know, it just
Right.
just kind of works, and it hits. And then you cut to a basketball game, which you do in these
Psychic basket. Yeah. Of course you would. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
with uncredited appearance of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for some reason. And a ball exploding. But yeah, no, you get introduced to Katie's powers. Her mom is dating this guy, and yeah, I don't know if they're aware of it right then, but yeah, evidently she's been influencing the team that her mother's you know date who she's dating is owns this basketball team, and I don't know if she's kind of influencing their win or not, but yeah,
Well,
definitely in this game, definitely in this game, the
you can
exploding ball.
definitely tell. Well, yeah, right. I mean, they don't really, and this is what I love about it. They don't tell you what's going on. Well, I mean, they kind of, sort of, but they tell you about some stuff, but they don't talk about anything else. Like, just drop you into this thing. Yeah, I agree with you. There's something going on with the crowd. They're not quite reacting the way they should, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And then, that's kind of like that scene that from start to finish is like that. It's like I was saying, it's technically accomplished. Like, I mean, it works. It's just like, it's just completely insane. I mean, very well done. To
Uh-huh.
what point? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind of
it's
leaves
kinda
you up.
interesting with this basketball game during the '70s, it makes you realize, yeah, just the everyday guy could be on the, sideline there, and now, you'd have to be somebody, big Hollywood, celebrity to, be down on the sidelines there that close to the court, but, but yeah, it's just kind of a interesting kind of slice of life there, and then, Katie shows up in her shades, she means business there, but, yeah, it's and
I mean,
then
something. Yeah.
not too soon after that,
Well,
John
of course, we only get like one tiny little thing. Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
of the eggs, yeah. Yeah, and then John
Yeah.
Huston shows up. He shows up to, take on Katie. I like his scene when he comes in through, customs, and, he's got this passport. You can tell he's from Poland or somewhere, the passport is, and his name's Jersey, but it's spelled, or maybe Czech, but, the guy
Something.
yeah,
Yeah.
the guy at the customs goes, "First time to America?" And he goes, "Yeah." But John Hughes got this clearly an American accent, "First time to America." "Yep." "Really? Really?" Um, I don't believe you.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
buying it. But yeah, but, so yeah, he shows up, and so there's going to be eventually a standoff between Katie and Jersey, but yeah, I made the joke in my head, Jersey versus the devil, Jersey Devil, but 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 yeah, I guess that's just funny to me, but no,
Mm.
but yeah, so they kind of started off started off with Lance, he plays Raymond, the boyfriend of the mother who is the mother of Katie, and at the very start you think maybe he's sort of like maybe the the lead, but you quickly find out that he's in league with the devil, and he goes to this board meeting of these uh, I don't know who they are exactly, but they all kind of seem to be of the same mind. They all turn and their heads when he comes in at the same time, and they're like this evil organization that knows about Sateen, sort of a devil cult, and he's sort of trying to marry Barbara, who's Katie's mom, and impregnate her with Sateen. Evidently, they want a male person so that Satine can come back through them. I guess Katie is just the forerunner, the test run.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I hate to say it, but it does have a little bit of Dune, just at least as far as like something, but that's not dissimilar from also, this concept of, you have the Christ, or and the Antichrist, or what would be the evil personified through human, through cosmic whatever the evil. I don't know,
Right.
good or what. You have you have these guys that commit, like John Huston. You have these, at the time I think he was in his 70s, and
Uh-huh.
he's committing. He every line, he doesn't over or under. He hits it right on, as far as I could tell. I mean, I'm not like a professional here, but it's he takes it seriously. It causes you to take it, and it causes other people. And I think that even if there was like one wink like at the nod at the camera or something, some kind of wall break or on the nose kind of campiness or whatever, this would have fallen apart. And there's not any of it whatsoever. You kind of are, I wouldn't say you're waiting for it, but because you're just kind of seeing like, what am I watching?
Right, right.
This beautiful 70s, conglomeration of like everything, you could put. And I will say it does look good too. It stands the test of time.
Yeah,
For
it's kind
some
of,
reason, yeah.
yeah, I will say, yeah, it's a very beautiful looking 4K. It's like, very clear, but yeah, it had that glamour shots kind of glowy kind of feel to a lot of the scenes
Mm,
that the 70s kind of does with their, especially with the Barbara, the mom, they to make her look, nice. They gave her, the soft, glamour shots glow. But, yeah, there's that in this,
that's
but,
so true.
but, but yeah, it's a very, very clear image. I know the one I watched on Canopy, it was serviceable, but yeah, with the 4K, it looks amazing, which is kind of, yeah, yeah, not maybe not what this movie deserves, but it would,
Right.
but it's nice to have that, for this, 2026, we got it in 4K. So, um, but yeah, there's like you kind of alluded to, there's the birthday scene. Barbara and her friend goes out shopping, and there's this weird kind of scene where this Asian man selling her Barbara's friend kind of a talking bird toy. It's like, I'm a pretty bird.
Yeah.
And so she gets it and wraps it up. So that's kind of the red herring, because we know that package from that scene. And there's a scene where for some reason Barbara's kind of showing all the packages to Katie. It's Katie's birthday, kind of showing her the package, but she's not opening them. She's go, oh, this is from this person, this is from this person. And
Yeah,
then she
that
gets
was
to the friend, and Katie's like, ah, yeah. And she grabs the gift and runs away. And the weird thing about this movie is it kind of lulls you, because you're kind of like going along as, okay, you're trying to figure this movie out. And then there's moments of insanity that kind of punctuates it, and kind of like bam. And it's literally in this scene, because she unwraps it, and instead of the little bird, it's a handgun. And she's running
oh god,
around
yeah.
with the gun, and she's like, hey mom. And she throws the gun, hits the table, and shoots her mom in the
Goes
back.
off. Right.
And then it cuts to Katie, and she's like, "Eh?"
Right, right. It's
Like,
just
what the hell?
bonkers, just bonkers. Yeah, and to in visitor world, it's just another Tuesday. There's
Right.
no explanation. And the movie doesn't think you need one either. It's just like I, I I I don't quite know what to make it, but anyway, it is a remarkable scene that stands out.
Absolutely. And
Excuse me.
and this movie is shot in Georgia and in Italy. So it's sort of like since it's kind of a cross country area, yeah, production. But yeah, so so Katie was obviously hired in Georgia because she's got that strong Georgia accent, and I think that adds to the movie. I mean, you got some really good actors in there.
Um,
You got John Huston and Glenn Ford. But
I mean, it doesn't stick out at all. I mean, not
no.
really. I mean,
Yeah.
you're dealing with space Jesus and space Satan, and cosmic lineage, and these decked out scenes to the nines. Whether this be this scene or other scenes that kind of set themselves up that kind of do the world building. It almost makes it. There are strong sci-fi elements, but then it'll go right into horror. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
that's
interesting.
yeah,
Never
we
quite reaches a balance. I noticed.
yeah. Yeah, and we'll be filming a bunch of interesting sci-fi things today, which will the audience will get to enjoy throughout this week and in the future. But yeah, there was a very big smorgasbord of sci-fi that we got to play with this week. From the bizarre to the well written to the amazing to the somewhere in between. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that you could do in sci-fi, and this is definitely one of those. But yeah, so, but yeah, there's like a method to the madness of this movie, although it's not readily apparent. And then a lot of times you're kind of shocked by things, but it's almost like it doesn't make it explicit, but it seems like Katie's kind of working at least subconscious or telekinetically with the devil cult that's there. Because she the mom, after she gets shot, gets taken to the hospital, and the doctor is the main cult guy. And I don't know if they make it so that she's gets in a wheelchair or whatever, but it makes her where she's less mobile, so maybe a better manipulated by the cult, because they eventually want her married to Raymond, and have the devil babies, so
Right.
to extend the progeny of Sateen. But yeah, there's it's a weird kind of vibe. And Barbara, she's not your typical. Well, I guess she is kind of your typical mom. She knows that Katie's there's something absolutely
Different.
batshit evil about Katie, but she loves her regardless. She's terrified of her daughter, but she
Right.
does love her. So there's like that mom love that's kind of universal. And then she gets back to the from the hospital, and that's when Shelley Winters shows up. She's the kind of caretaker maid, sort of a day maid that kind of looks after things. And she immediately knows that Katie's up to no good. And in fact, the girl that plays Katie, Paige Connor, I watched the interview with her, and she said that Shelley Winters, her character hated Katie, and she wasn't very nice in person either. Like when there's a scene where Shelley Winters character slaps Katie, and those were real slaps, even in rehearsal.
No
She
kidding.
says she don't know if maybe Paige is like, maybe she was trying to uh do method acting and to try to get Katie to hate her. But man, and she said in between the scenes, she goes, I really like scenes where I get to hit kids or hit children. so
Right.
so yeah,
Well, she
Shelley Winters was
yeah.
at least playing a role to um, on screen and off screen at least.
Well, I mean, like you were saying, I mean, you have to kind of see it, but she gets into a physical fight with, with this 8-year-old girl with Katie Collins, and it's for the fate of the universe, and she's giving it Anne Frank energy. She's just, you know, she means it.
Mhm. And then and there's a scene where you get introduced to the detective played by Glenn Ford, Detective Jake Durham, which in a normal movie he would be the one that tried to piece together the whole thing and make sense of the whole movie. But yeah, not in this movie. They make a nod that yeah, maybe this guy could figure it out, but in the next scene he's dead. But yeah, he shows up, and he's tracking Katie. He's doing all the interviews with people, and it just doesn't make sense. And so you know something's up with Katie. And there's a scene where she's going on the bus, and like she dances in front of the bus as it's coming through, and it's like, what kind of bus driver was that? 'Cause, like it kept moving while she's like moving in front of it. I was like, okay, whatever. And so she gets on, and he follows her to the school, and all the kids come off the bus, and he doesn't see her, and so he's looking around for her, and then she jumps out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you following me? Are you a child molester?
Right.
She's like, fuck you. Yeah, it's kind of a shock. I put in a detective versus Katie. There's a lot of verses, but in my little notes. But yeah, the first big confrontation, maybe battle, is between the detective and Katie. And yeah, she's a little foul mouth. The girl that played her said that it was kind of hard on those scenes, cursing, because she's not used to cursing. But her mom was like, "Oh no, you're playing a character, you could do it." But yeah, the that whole play, you know we often talk about child actors and how, a lot of times, they're not up to the material. Even though maybe, she doesn't have the chops, she has the personality to do those lines, to hold her own against Glenn Ford, who's a, an
Oh, absolutely.
accomplished actor. That whole scene, she kinda comes out on top of on that. There's, you know, he said he says there's something going on. I know that there's something more going on, and she's like, you better write it down. And so he leans in. And she goes, right up your ass, you know.
Right. Well, he investigates things. He finds not really too much, and it's present.
Right, yeah, yeah, a few scenes later, there's a big, that yeah, you were talking about how professional this movie is. There's like, there's a hawk, she has a pet hawk, that does her bidding,
The
and yeah.
man, yeah, yeah. Go. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so it attacks the detective. And there's this whole scene where, he's in the car, it attacks him when he's in the car and he's like driving, and he's avoiding all these cars. It's very chaotic and well shot scene. And there's like one scene where he like hits this motorcycle guy, and he flies into the windshield, and yeah, it's crazy, crazy stuff,
Well,
but very professionally done. Crazy.
Well, yeah, no, well, that there's is psycho, like literally like psycho level, gravity, just fling it off.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't
Absolutely.
make any sense. Is the hawk like this? Is the hawk have an allegiance to space Satan? Does it, is it
Mhm.
just to general chaos and evil, or is it just evil, or is it's just being a hawk, just being evil, being a
Just
hawk?
hanging out, yeah.
Never clarified, but
Right,
it still adds to the gravity. I mean, it adds to the other kind of. I don't want to say they're wild dead ends or whatever, because there's a point to it. I know there's something there to it. Maybe not the end of the scene or whatever, but there's something
mhm.
there. But beyond me, I
Yeah,
would
there's
need to see this a few more times to get to that level of it. This is really. You can tell people just showed up and tried. Like they took this seriously. They were serious about it. I can see you can see the gravity. You even had the one producer, the Italian guy, he then he changed his name to sound more American, or
yeah.
to sound more American. Mike,
Yeah,
the
the
first name of Mike.
Giulio, the product the director, yeah, the in the credits is Michael J. Paradise,
That's right. That's right.
but
That's right.
his real name's, yeah, Giulio Paradisi or something, but yeah. So well, they wanted to sell it to America, they wanted, to be big, and this is
Right.
a weird time where, there was all these, Italian movies trying to knock off American movies, and then they did make, quite a few successes with that. So this is one of those movies. I don't think it could be made now, but it was a special time where maybe it could be made now, but it would be like very low budget and
I
kind of some weird auteur sort of
right.
thing that he does in his basement or
Yeah.
in his
Well,
spare time, but.
yeah, I think it would have either done that. I think this is actually better off because it had limitations and conflict, and just to get it out the door. Never mind what it didn't make at the box office, or what it made years later, or how big it is, how prestige it appears to be. I mean, and it presents itself as, and you do accept it. But if this were nowadays, I think the other side of the spectrum, as it was, this would have been like some legacy or some dream, and then the person who wanted to make it would just wait until they had more money than God, and they would have put more money, a good fraction of more money than God, toward it, and then it would have just been like a 3 or 4 hour. Whereas this one, it had to be released. It had to figure out what it wanted to be, and it ended up being so bad it's good. I mean, um,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
the pacing is its own star
yeah, it's
in a
kind of
way. I mean,
frantic. It's kind of a frantic pacing, but yeah, it's kind of it's
not too
really
bad.
and one of the stories that the guy who co-wrote the screenplay, he said that when he was working with the director kept wanting these kind of weird things in the movie. Like at one point, he wanted a lot of the scenes to take place on the toilet. He goes, because people go to the bathroom. It's like, yeah,
Right.
but maybe that won't fly in American TV or their movie. And then there's we're coming up to the ice rink scene, and he wanted an elephant in that scene, and he said, why? And he goes, because people like elephants. So he couldn't figure out if the director was just fucking with him or what.
Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, there is no, I don't believe there's any elephants in that scene, but that ice rink scene is bizarre and very entertaining. For some reason these boys are after her as she's skating, Katie's skating in this ice rink, and she's kind of doing battle with them for some bizarre reason, and John Huston is walking down the longest set of stairs and or escalator in the known history. Just keeps
Yeah.
walking down them. You think that they're going to confront each other, but they never do, and it kind of ends with her throwing a couple of them through windows in it's for like a little restaurant there on the side, but kind of a mall
Well,
restaurant.
yeah. Well, it also that scene, that ice skating scene, that also does leave you kind of looking around the pause the movie and look around the room.
Yeah, it's like, what?
To, like,
Like,
what the
what?
fuck what is going on? Yeah.
Which, at that point, I think, in my notes, I put, Barbara is fucked.
Yeah.
This movie, she's, she goes through the ringer in this movie. She is
Yeah. The
she gets
psychic.
shot, she is uh, her, her supposed boyfriend is, springing on the fact that he wants to marry her in front of, well, yeah, I guess he proposes to her at this dinner party for his business, and
Right.
she's like, "What the hell?" And things are just getting more and more crazy with her, and there's a
There's like,
they decide that maybe Raymond isn't up to snuff, and the devil cult takes things into their own hand, and they get a space van or truck, rape truck.
yeah.
And they impregnate Barbara, forcibly impregnate her. So um and then I didn't realize, I guess during the 70s, certain rich people had like phones in their car.
Mm.
Barbara was able to call AAA, and say, hey, hey, we're kind of stranded. There's a kind of a weird truck. Could you help us out? And so the AAA mechanics, they finally show up, and they're like, one of them's like, I don't know about this, because at that point the mom's like passed out in the driver's seat, and Katie's just hanging out beside her in the car. And one of the AAA guys like, there's some crazy mothers out here. They got
The last.
that crazy ass drunk woman with her kids.
Yeah. Well, the
Out
'70s was a wild time, kids. Late '70s, early '80s,
there.
wild, wild time. This is
um
just one more bonkers kind of thing going on in the movie. It's like, what's going on? Oh, okay. All right,
mhm.
right on. We'll move on.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't let it linger. A lot of movies, like, see, they impregnate her. There's so many ideas and things going on, like from scene to scene. They don't leave you stranded. They do give some info dumps, but the things are so crazy. It's like you can't believe. It's almost like a fever dream. You have those dreams where
Well,
things happen, and then another second later, something completely irrelevant or seemingly irrelevant will happen, and you're like, what the hell's going, what's going on? That's sort of like this movie. John Huston in Jersey shows up and tells Barbara that she's been violated, that she's pregnant, And for some reason, at that point, she's doing the zoomies. She's in her wheelchair and she's zooming around.
Oh,
She's kind of gone crazy. She's kind of zooming around the apartment or whatever. And Shelley Winters is like kind of looking at her. I don't know if there's a picture of that, but yeah, she's
yeah.
kind
Yeah, not
of
zooming
yeah.
around, but in the wheelchair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's kind of zooming around, and so yeah, she goes to her former boyfriend, Sam Peckinpah, and they did evidently he was unfortunately um develop a alcohol problem, and yeah, he was showing up to set drunk, and he didn't know his lines. If you think that his voice was a little weird in this scene, it's because it was dubbed. Basically, he didn't know his
Oh,
lines. He's just kind of mumbling.
man.
And what they did, um, post, uh, post production, the actress who plays Barbara, Neil, I think is her last name. She actually, um, went in, to ADR it, and it's her voice, but she actually wrote the dialogue for that scene to convey the message, and she voiced her part. She kind of matched it to what the lips looked like, and and so the voice actor that dubbed in Sam Peckinpah did those lines. So yeah, if it kind of almost starts sounding like an Italian movie at that point, it's because it was dubbed in that Italian dubbing sort of way. So yeah, if Sam Peckinpah kind of sounds weird, that's the reason. But yeah, it's almost
Okay.
kind of becomes a kind of
I did
social
not catch
comment.
that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of becomes like a social commentary because she shows up at that hospital and he's working at, sort of in the urban area, sort of just shows you how overrun with people that is, because we're on the richer side of things with Katie and Barbara and Lance owning, basketball team and all that stuff,
Oh,
and you get
right.
over
Like it's
to
nothing.
the
Right.
other side of things. So there's some kind of maybe social commentary that's kind of buried underneath all the other other cosmic crap that's there. There's so many things that you could probably pull from this movie. It's a religious space kind of movie that's pro-choice, because the Jesus Christ Jersey Christ tells Barbara to get an abortion to get rid of the evil baby, and
Right.
she does. So that's it's kind of interesting, and it all kind of culminates in the battle between I put in my notes, epic battle between elderly man and 8-year-old girl, Jersey versus the devil girl.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of them chasing each other. So kind of slow pace because it's an elderly man and a young girl.
Right.
And yeah, there's some fun house mirror stuff. There's a hot dog stand that gets completely demolished in a really interesting scene. And I'm still wondering about the guy that runs the hot dog stand. Did Jersey save him or not? What was your take on that?
I'm not sure. Like, I mean, we were kind of joking about Space Jesus and Space Satan, and it's just good aliens versus bad aliens. I don't know. This is the kind of film that I have to go back and watch a few more times over before I really make up my mind about if I mean, I like it. I want to like it. And then there's other parts that are kind of like, just like, they just, they don't take you out of it, but they're jarring enough as it own. There's nothing easy about this film aside from like kind of understanding the high concept. And then when you get down to the like what happens, it's like, wait, how did that go? Then it went over here and then over there and then back up there and then somewhere up around here. And it's just kind of like, it's just why, that's why I think there's something to do with time, and maybe some of these characters are outside of time, like kind of like how they used to do like the Zeus movies, like the cloud and the gods or whatever,
Yeah.
that's a little bit reaching, but it's I mean, make up, try to make up your own explanation for for this, on how it works or why it doesn't work. I would say too, The just movie does have a very interesting film about how if it wasn't found, we wouldn't have today. So it's not
Mhm.
like, like this was, this was not intended. They wanted to bury it. And two, I was going to say too, we didn't really cover the financials, but there wasn't really much to speak of. But this one it was, well, I don't
Yeah.
know what the average movie film back then at that time, but was it cheap? I would
Well,
say it wasn't cheap.
yeah, Lance Henriksen doesn't have high regard for the movie. I think he was quoted as calling it as a turkey in concrete. But
Oh,
he said that yeah, his experience in the making it. He said yeah, he had some run-ins with Shelley Winters as well, but he said that the director refused to talk to the actors in English. He only spoke Italian. He was very somewhat
interesting.
abusive to the actors, and that Lance, yeah, was confused during the movie, had no idea what was really going on. And when it came out, when it had its premiere in New York, and it was in theaters, he was with his friends and he's like, "Hey, I'm in this movie. Let's maybe go see it." So he goes sees it and he says he got to get lower and lower in his chair as he watched it because it was very bad. And his friends are laughing and laughing at him. And at one point, this guy stands up in the balcony and he yells, "What the hell is this movie? I want my money back."
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, so yeah, at that point he's like, yeah. So there's like a little brief interview with him on the 4K, and yeah, he's kind of remembering it from way back then. He hasn't seen it recently, so he's sort of, yeah. I think there was some space mutant baby. I don't know, but yeah, he it doesn't have a high regard for this movie at least. But yeah, it was restored in 2010. Like I said, America, for America, overseas, in Italy and various places. I don't think it was ever really cut down. It was only cut down to 90 minutes in America, which it kind of stripped all of maybe the stuff that would explain this movie. So
Barely.
for yeah, so like at the beginning, at the
Right.
beginning, it did take out the info dump scene. So the first time you see Space Jesus in the American version was at the end, and it's like, who the hell is this guy showing up at the end? But so so yeah, there's yeah, it kind of made it a little bit more incomprehensible. But it's one of those movies that does give you the tools to understand it if you're
It
paying
does.
if you want to pay attention
No,
and
there's
to
a
kind of
thread. There's a thread there. There's a line there that they play with. And that's why I say, like, I think there's something more. My pet theory, anyway, with time, but
Mhm.
th- that's the fun part about going back through and improving it. You have, where else are you gonna have John Huston, doing space tai chi, on a roof with, doing his cosmic communion or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
I
sir,
mean,
Close Encounters,
right, yeah, it's just
Die.
something obviously extraordinary is going on, and you're seeing it, and it's extraordinarily good, and what is it? Not aspirational, but ascendant, or is it not that way at all?
Yeah.
Extraordinarily evil, or exceptionally evil. So it's kind of up to you to kind of walk that
Mhm.
line through these characters and see
Yeah, there's
if
there's those space lights that he's controlling. And I just now thought, there's a scene where 8-year-old Katie and Jersey, John Huston are playing Pong,
oh, that's
battling out
right.
in Pong, and, was
I was
that
gonna
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that's like the most normal thing in the film.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a
Just the
cute
palm. Just
scene, yeah, the palm,
yeah.
but, that's is that, spaced out as well? Is that, is he, is that
I would
tied
say
to the yeah, I don't know, there
I
there may be
I
something
don't
there.
know. Well, I find that if I try to make connections right away, like, it's not gonna work. But if I kind of like let it stew, then it might come. But I thought maybe there could be something there with the pong, but no, it's just pong. I mean,
Right, space pong,
not that I
yeah.
think of yet. I mean, but it is kind of wholesome though. Like, there's just kind of I mean, normal.
Yeah.
I mean, normal, but you have people on here like that show up that they're there for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
You have Space Jesus, and he's the believe
Yeah.
he was just the director's friend.
Uh-huh.
And he literally glows.
Yep.
I mean, this is what
Yeah,
happens.
absolutely. And there's
Mm.
a epic battle at the end. There's John Jersey versus Katie, Barbara versus the Hawk. There's a lot of fighting going on that, and then you think it might be
The Bald
over.
Army.
Yeah, you think maybe it might be yeah, the bald army. Yeah, Katie might be going into psychotherapy. It may be over. There's one point where Shelley Winters tells Barbara after the whole hawk thing. Shelley Winters the one that finally takes out the hawk, and Shelley Winters goes, "No one's going to hurt you anymore," to Barbara. And the next scene, Katie's running Barbara through a plate glass window. Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not quite over yet.
Yeah,
And,
comfortable duplicity. This is what you also get with this too, because there are a couple corners that things hide around that they don't not quite get you like you would normally think, but it has some corners to kind of
absolutely.
pop out at you.
Yeah, and I think my favorite character in this movie is the butler to the devil cult. Uh, I think he's kind of scrolled through. There's a picture of him kind of peeking around the corner. He's always kind of peeking around, listening in. And there's something that happens to the devil cult at the end, and I put it the butler versus the devil cult. But yeah, if you scroll through the pictures again, I think you'll find that the image of the butler. But yeah, he was kind of fun. He doesn't say anything in it, but he's just sort of a fun little character that kind of pops up in throughout this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I did kind of like Sam a little bit. But
Hmm.
uh, I mean, because in the right circumstances, it could be, but it could be more different. I don't know. I mean, I did like John. I did like Jersey,
Sure, so yeah.
but because he's so serious, and you can't. You're forced to. There's some ridiculous things, but they also deliver on those ridiculous things too, which is the thing
Hmm.
that keeps you pinned or keeps you
Hmm.
interested in a way in the seriousness of like what happens, or at least like what you think will happen next, or
Yeah,
which doesn't happen at all whatsoever. What you think it's going to go, it's just not that. But I was going to ask you this. So it was so bad it's so bad it's so good,
uh-huh.
or so bad it's good. Rather, that's the. What did you think about the overall acting? Like for a bad movie, you can't beat. I don't know if there's another uh pack of stars for like a movie like this, that would be technically bad,
Well, yeah,
as
I
you go
don't think
into.
I don't think you find a 1-to-1 with this movie.
No,
But
I mean maybe one actor, but just everyone. You have three right off the bat. You have to think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, there's not like a really bad actor in this movie. Pretty solid throughout. Yeah, and it's one of those movies where it kind of defies the odds. It should be a really bad incomprehensible movie, but it does make its own kind of sense in its own way. As long as you're willing to kind of go in, it's sort of like this delirious sort of a fever dream, maybe LSD trip. Yeah, I don't usually impart on the mind altering substances, but this movie probably would be a good candidate for it.
Yeah,
But
it still has some grounding to it. I mean, you still kind of have this something is going on here. You have this one side, you have two sides that are very clear, and then kind of how they have it out is just interesting. And I know there's more probably to it than that,
yeah.
that I'm
Yeah,
missing.
and
But I try not to read somebody else's opinion too much, unless it's just something bonkers.
right. And the 70s have some really insane movies, but I think this one is one of those. If not the top, it's up there. It's up there in the crazy movies of the 70s vibe. And I did, usually I talk about the 4K right off, but I'll give it, I did give a few words to it, but I will say Arrow did a fantastic job of putting it,
They
in
did. Oh,
4K.
that's right.
Um, there's some extras. Yeah, I did give you the link.
Yeah, let
Um,
me pull it up here.
the movie's the star, of this, looks great. They've got that cover they commissioned, they commissioned that art for it with Katie. I think that's a little bit probably more true to the movie than the eyeball. The eyeball is the original American movie
Yeah, well,
poster.
it's too abstract.
Yeah.
It's too abstract for like you can't do,
Mhm,
you can get away with one generic thing, which is already the
mhm.
the
Yeah.
title. You can't
Yeah.
don't use the eyeball, but yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, and, you get a little postcard, of, coming attractions of it, and then, you get a little booklet. I know the original, pressing of it, they always put the little booklet in, but, once those, original pressing gets sold out, the booklet disappears, so,
Right.
yeah. So if you're interested in the booklet, I actually, I don't usually read the articles, but I did actually read the articles, and, it was kinda interesting. Um, I will say there's there's different types of commentaries. There's ones where you have like either the actors or the crew, maybe the director do the commentary, and those are very informative because they're on site. They could give you some behind the scenes information, and those are probably the best. I enjoy those the most. There's also those where there's people have written books on it that knows the movie front and back, and those commentaries could
Right.
be good. Those are I like. On this one, I forget who the names of the people. I immediately didn't like the people. Yeah, you can kind of get a sense of when they start talking whether or
You
not
like it.
you're gonna vibe with them. I
Right.
wasn't vibing immediately, and all they were doing was talking about their impressions of the movie, which that's fine.
Right.
That's what we're doing. But there was no insight into the movie, just kind of what they were thinking about it, and
Right.
yeah, I didn't really care for that. So give or take on that. And there's 3 different, new interviews, I think, one with, actually, I think they're from, the 2014 release of it, which was the screenwriter, I think one of the special effects guys, and then the cinematographer, the screenwriter, and then I think someone else. They also had 2 video essays, which were entertaining. So, as far as the extras, there's not a whole lot there, not a lot of meat on the bones for me. But again, the star of it is the 4K production of the movie. So, if you're, yeah, I'm kind of what the thing about these movies is I rather enjoy like a batshit crazy movie like this over just a generic kind of run of the mill movie.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really enjoy, this movie is just, there's something to think about and talk about from from scene to scene. Yeah, so it is one of those movies that it's so bad it's good, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you have and I'm gonna butcher his last name, but you have Ennio G Gurneri, God, butchered it. But that guy shot, he shot films for the Bicycle Thieves, which I guess was really supposed to be good.
Mhm,
And I guess the great care was taken for the composition of the shots, and you can tell.
mhm.
And that comes through no matter what scene it is, even if it's a psychic basketball, maybe exploding and maybe a hawk going nuts,
Yeah, Kareem
or just
Abdul-Jabbar shooting an exploding basketball. I mean, what other movie can you say that happens in?
I mean, it has it has I mean, aside from it being a trivia trap, just some good trivia that you'll never probably never use, but it's there, and you can tell people cared. They showed up and they cared,
Yeah,
and it forces you to take it seriously, even though some of it is maybe it could be considered dumb, or if you wanted to just round off it and just ignore it altogether, you just call it dumb. But it is art, and it was made with love, and it was is a very good looking
yeah.
movie. I mean, it just didn't quite deliver on what it's trying to do, but it did its own way, in its own bonkers kind of way that keeps you interested. I'll give it that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's it's it's done with quality, very competently done movie. Yeah, a lot of times with these, with the movie that would maybe a similar vibe to it would been done, like I said, kind of shoestring budget in someone's backyard with, with their friends, as opposed to a high quality, a good cinematographer, a guy that knows how to do the special effects, that knows how to do car chase scenes, crazy car chase scene, from top to bottom, well done production, but it's directed by a crazy man, that has some crazy ideas, and it's the movie's always on the edge of breaking and losing control, but it never quite
That's
loses control.
Yeah, that's
and
a good way to put it.
and so it's highly entertaining. You're not going to see any movie quite like it. You're going to see see stuff that is similar to other movies, but the comparison is kind of strained because it's so crazy and it's got so many influences that it kind of overwhelms and becomes its own thing.
Right,
Yeah, it's one of those movies that you're kind of surprised that not more people are talking about it or like
right.
promoting it or
Well,
is on their lexicon, or
it
there should be like memes of this, you know?
It well, some of the things, to back up what you're saying, it works because the people that made it are sincere about it, and ev
Mhm,
and everyone thinks they're making a real movie, and they did,
mhm,
and that sincerity, I think, helps the magic work,
mhm,
and to your point about the watching it, this really is made to watch with other people,
mhm,
like at least like a good group of people that you could, and the other thing too is like this you can't go in too hard reading the back of it, right? The probably the less you know, the better, because if you try to apply too strict a rationality to it and explain the scenes, just as we did, the connections kind of disappear, and it just falls through, But or
Yeah,
or it could fall through, or it could set you up to not have the patience to understand, that this was made, and it was also found too. That it was lost, and I believe it was found by Draft House,
mhm,
but that's a whole
mhm,
other thing. But and it's not unusual for films like this, like where they're
mhm.
found, somebody gives a good TLC and then brings it back, into the main. Otherwise, what would have just been lost, that sort of
Right.
thing. But
Yeah, we live in an interesting time in 2026 when this movie that was buried for the longest time is getting the love, getting a 4K treatment. And then there's other movies, more popular movies, that don't have a 4K, that doesn't have
right,
a new release of the movie, which you would think it would be a no-brainer. But yeah, I mean, finally, in May, we're finally getting a 4K of Fight Club, which that would have been a no-brainer, but yeah, it's taken forever for that to happen. Yeah, there's some movies that aren't even on the slate to come out on 4K
it
that are like
just
just top quality movies, but we have a
right,
4K of The Visitor.
absolutely, yeah,
And
absolutely, yeah.
it's a weird timeline, but I love this timeline.
Yeah, it is. If I could easily see where, if you are in movie making, if you are in the industry, if you are in the thing, even a minor thing, I could see where that kind of, if you are even related to movie making, or filmmaking, or even way outside 3 or 4 levels down, I could see where people could, appreciate the beautiful filmmaking that went into it. And unfortunately, it does. Some people are just gonna gloss over it, and they're gonna see it, and they'll see complete nonsense. But there is something there. There is that, you don't want to go in with too much information. You don't want to go in with too little. You just kind of You just want to watch it.
Well,
And then,
I don't think you can have too much information. I didn't worry too much about spoiling different things in this movie, and I
yeah,
didn't say
that's true.
spoilers because no matter how
Yeah.
much we tell you about this movie, it
Well,
doesn't
you're not really spoiling.
prepare you
Yeah.
for what you're going to see.
Right. That's true. That's
What
true.
we described it doesn't compare to what's actually on
And,
the screen.
and how they
Mhm,
made that to for you
mhm,
to see it,
mhm.
which is it's just kind of the thing. Not a put on, not a put on at all. Very serious.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, we didn't tell you how it ends, because that's a bit of a surprise. So, yeah, it all makes sense at the end. And you get a little bit more
yeah,
of Space Jesus. So there you go.
yeah. I do want to commit. Also say mention the music you had mentioned. Kind of space jazz kind of thing.
That
It's
music
it,
though,
it's
yeah.
it's got some funky. It's got atmospheric. It's eerie. It's good. you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh
Yeah,
he does
some of
good.
those tracks are on YouTube. So yeah, after watching the movie, you can vibe out a little bit with the music
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, I was gonna say to Paige Connor, who plays Katie, you didn't really see her after. I mean, you see her for another 10 years after this, and then it's kind of donezo for her. But for whatever
Yeah,
reason,
I read where her father became ill, so she came back home
that
and
makes
kind of looked
sense.
after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a not on this release. I think it's on the Draft House and um maybe on Draft House version. The DVD version had like a little featurette
Okay.
and it you could find part 1. The guy, I guess the guy who shot it,
Hmm.
put it on his channel, but only part 1. He broke it up into 2 parts, and only part
Oh.
1 of the little interview thing they did is on YouTube. I watched that. It has interviews with Joanne Nell, who plays Barbara, and it has an interview with Paige Connor, who grew up into a very lovely looking lady. She that's where I saw the interview with her talking about Shelley
Okay.
Winters.
Right.
But yeah, and there's also a little bit of an interview with the producer of it as well. So if you want to know a little bit more about that and check out what the grown up Katie looks like, there's that there, which I think was he put it online 5 years ago, but I think it was a little that little interview thing was quite a bit older, probably from
Right.
2010. But yeah, there's
Awesome.
that. Yeah, there's there's a all sorts of little tidbits about The Visitor. But yeah, it should be bigger among the ranks of people talking about it online. This should be a bigger movie. We're doing what we can in our small way to promote this
Yeah.
movie. We encourage you to check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Definitely check it out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you'll grow to love it. The Mike is just very new to it. This movie will haunt your dreams. You'll come back to it. It'll become bigger and bigger in your head. Space Jesus will come to you, and you'll end up with your head shaved and in his cult.
Something. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. One to watch. So
Hmm.
bad, so good. Month. Well, I can't wait to check out. Well, you'll have to wait to see what we'll bring to you next week. But
Hmm.
I've been Mike.
And I'm Tom, and that baby loves her shortening bread.